Hi everyone, welcome to the third video of this Microsoft Copilot series. In the first two videos, we have covered the basic fundamentals about Microsoft Copilot agents are, the difference between them. Second video was all about how to write effective instructions for LLM and specifically for the Microsoft Copilot. Third video, we are going to cover Microsoft Copilot pricing. So basically, Microsoft has a lot of varieties about Copilot Studio, Lite, Full, right? So they have very different plans available. So in this video, our main focus will be on understanding them, how you can use the effective plan that suits for yourself. So this is the agenda for this video. Like we are going to see what are the Copilot offerings are, what are the pricing models available, if there is any hidden cost beyond that pricing, then Copilot Studio versus the agent pricing, some of the examples that we are going to see how the pricing can be calculated and a quick summary of this video. So first thing, what are the Copilot edition and what they basically mean? So basically, Microsoft have lots of varieties of Copilot. So first is Microsoft Copilot Chat that is freely available to everyone. If you go on m365.micro.com, you have the Copilot licenses. There we can have chats, add files, ask questions, everything is free for them, no extra cost for it. Second is Microsoft 365 Copilot, which is the license version. So whoever have the license version, they can have the integrated Copilots in Word, Excel, Outlook, right? So currently Microsoft is rolling out this Copilot for everyone, but for the licensed user, they can do a lot of more as compared to the non-licensed user. Third thing is Copilot agent. So there are two types. The first is agent builder, we can build using Copilot Studio Lite, and second thing is Copilot Studio Full. Pricing model we are going to understand. So first one is Copilot Chat. This is completely free with no extra cost and it is completely linked to your Microsoft account. There is a few limitations, no full integration in the application, limited chat interface, right? You cannot call the graph API, custom connectors, everything. So let's say you have to just use a Copilot for referencing your document, you want to try and summarize that, you want to draft an email, the simple thing that you can do here. But if you try to gain more advanced access, the Microsoft 365 license of the Copilot must you have. This is the URL from where you can access this one, and this is the kind of user interface that you will see when you access this URL. Here, as you can see, I can see the files that I have uploaded or recently worked on. So it is integrated with your OneDrive files and others as well. So you can upload a file using your system or you can directly refer to the file that you already have on your OneDrive. And this kind of chatting you can do there, lots of multiple files. Second is Microsoft 365 Copilot per user plan. So basically this per user plan is $30 per user per month based on the annual commitments. And if we 31.5 USD if we do the monthly subscriptions. So you cannot just purchase the Microsoft 365 Copilot license. That is an add-on part. You must have the valid Microsoft 365 subscription, that is the E3, E5, right, or business premium, and then only you can purchase this Copilot, right? So in this, what you will get embedded Copilot in Word, Excel, Teams, whatever the applications Microsoft currently supported for the Copilot. You have access to agents. You can create your own agents, share with multiple users. You have the advanced reasoning and analytical capabilities for that. So let's say company have a 50 users, so they all have the Copilot licenses, the Microsoft 365 Copilot licenses. So they will get charged like 15 to 30, like almost 1500 per month, right? And this, if we take paid yearly. If we paid monthly, then the pricing will be calculated according to the second one, that is 31.5 USD. This is the Microsoft 365 Copilot chat user. So these are the eligibility. This screenshot I have taken from the Microsoft official website. So by the time you are watching this video, there might be some changes. So always refer to the official sources. And if there is anything that you see that I have added a screenshot, but by the time you watching this video, it is changed, just drop a comment below so that I can update this video as well. So as you can see, this is eligible. You must have the Microsoft 365 Enterprise version like E3, E5, Office 365 version, OneDrive for business plan, right? So these things you can read in more detail. I will add the link in the description as well. So this is how you can get the Copilot interfaces in different applications. So as you can see in the Outlook, I have the access to Copilot. I can use it to summarize an email. I can also use it to draft an email. If you have a long email thread and you don't have that much time to read every one of them, then you can just ask Copilot to summarize the complete thread for me and it will do it for you. The second is in the Word as well, in the PowerPoint as well, you have the Copilot capability. So where it will create a presentation for you based on a document. Just give a prompt, it will write a complete slides for you. So these benefits you will get when you have the Microsoft 365 Copilot license. If you are using the free version, you don't have that capability there. So in the official website is also it is said that if you have a Microsoft 365 licenses using agents in Copilot chat, Teams, answer generative answers doesn't counts against the Copilot Studio message pack. Now what message pack and what meter is that we are going to see in the upcoming slides. So these are the capabilities that you will get when you have the Microsoft 365 Copilot license. The first in M365 chat, including the pages, including all the M365 app that is currently supported using including Microsoft Teams as well. SharePoint agents you will get, agents you can create in Copilot Studio full version and the light version. So what Copilot Studio credit packs are? So basically, when you build an agent to the Copilot Studio full version or the any kind of thing, so there are two things. The first is credit pack option and second thing is pay as you go model. So let's focus on what credit packs is. So there is a $200 per month cost associated with the credit pack. You will get 25,000 Copilot credits. So it is scoped to the tenant wide pool. So it is not limited to per user. 25,000 messages are including all the Copilot agents that you have created. And if you think that if any month I have some of the credits are remaining that will get carry forward, and that's not the case here. Let's say if you have the 25,000 per month credit pack and you only consume 10,000 of them, so the remaining 50,000 will not get carry forward, right? So every month will have its own 25,000 capacity only. If you exceed beyond that capacity, you have to purchase a plan, or the recommended is to set up as a pay as you go model. So this is an example I have just included, like company needs a 25,000 messages pack and 25,000, that is three times more. So 200 into 3, that will be $600 per month. The second thing is pay as you go model. So pay as you go model cost is 1 cent per Copilot credit. So whenever you say word the credit, initially it was known as the message pack. So now it is renamed as the credit. The concept is same, there is nothing changed, only the word is changed here. Now, if you think like pay as you go model will only cost me $0.01 per Copilot credit, that's not the case. In order to set up a pay as you go model, you have to create Azure subscription for it that will link to your meter billing. So this is the hidden cost of it. If you want to set up a pay as you go model, the Azure subscription is must in order to set up that resources and link to the meter billing cycle. So the use case of this pay as you go model is very simple. If you are creating an agent that you don't know like how many people will use, right? So you don't have that kind of predictability or some numbers. Pay as you go model is the best one you can choose so that you can gain an understanding. But if you have no, you have the numbers like only these messages will count per month per user, right? So the credit pack option you can choose there. So 25,000 credit pack at pay as you go model, that is $250 because that's $0.01 per, that's slightly $50 higher than the credit prepaid packs, right? So the same scenario I will consider here. If the company needs 75,000 messages per responses, so that will be the $750 per month. So I already explained what are the hidden costs. So first is Azure subscription you must when you go to the pay as you go model. Overage handling, that means if you purchase a credit pack and let's say if any month you exceed that credit pack, right? So to avoid any interruptions in your Copilot, so it is always recommended to purchase a credit pack as well as set up a pay as you go model as well, because if in any month the limit is exceeded, it will automatically switch to that pay as you go model, and then cost will be calculated according to $0.01 per messages. In terms of best practices and cost management tips, so first is start with the pilot program and measure the actual uses. So you don't just buy the licenses for everyone and you ended up costing too much, right? So first analyze what's the actual uses is and how people are interacting with it. Second is use a declarative agent wherever possible. So there is no extra cost for compute hosting because declarative agents are specifically built for a Q&A agent. Advanced version you can use in terms of integrations. Third point is use message packs versus pay as you go model whenever predictable uses. When you have the kind of number that it is below than 25,000, always go with a message packs. But if your usage is unpredictable, like for this month I've consumed only 15,000, but for the next month that goes beyond 70,000 or 50,000, right? So this kind of unpredictable uses you can set up a pay as you go model as well. Then you can use the analytics logging to track this time, because whatever the agent we build in a Copilot Studio full version, we have the analytics there. So how the user are interacting, what's the response time, and in the Power Platform Admin Center as well, you can get the complete detail of it. Now we have understood the three pricing models here. Now it is very important to understand how the credits are consumed. And this is the main slide and the main thing that we have to consider. Credits are consumed based on the agent responses or action, not per user query. So if you think I ask a question that will be counted against the credit, no. You ask a question when Copilot respond or agent respond, then only your cost will be associated for it. And there is one major thing: don't assume one response is equal to one credit or one messages, right? So as a beginner, if you think that's the case, no, that is not the case. So every response in the Copilot vary into different terminology that we are going to see in the next slide, how that is going to calculate it. So these are the rates for everything. So first is classic answer. Classic answer means static answer. If you build a Copilot Studio, when user asks this question, always show this response. Static answer you have configured in your Copilot, that will cost only one credit per answer. Generative answer means if you are fetching a data from any data sources, web grounded, right? So online. So when you ask a question like what's the weather today? So it will show you the complete proper responses, right? So if you are living in India, if you are living in US, today's weather is this, humidity is this, etc., etc. Right? So these are the generative AI action that Copilot use that cost 2 credits per answer. Tenant graph grounding uses 10 credits per answer. What tenant graph grounded is, whenever you have the Copilot license, or if you build agent for the licensed user, there is no cost for it. But if you are using some graph API calls or graph messages tenant grounding, that will cost 10 credits per query. Then we have the web grounding. Web grounding means you have the knowledge sources that goes online. Any online website that costs 0 credits, but only in terms of searching. Retrieving the result and showing it to them cost 2 credits, because it will search the answer, right? But agent has to respond to you. So that response is a generative action that costs 2 credits per answer that we covered in the second point. Interactive actions, autonomous actions, these are the preview features by the time I'm recording this video, and that cost about 5 credits per action. For the premium AI tools like deep reasoning model, that's 100 credits per 10 responses. So that means actual 10 credit per responses. Now these the latest data that I have used from the Microsoft website, but in future if it is changed, I will update this video. And these are the actual screenshot from the website as well. As you can see there, we have the features: Copilot Studio pay as you go, message packs, and the Copilot. So how you can get that? So I will also add a link in the description so you can read it in detail. So for the Copilot Studio, all the features, classic, generative answer, whoever have the Microsoft 365 Copilot license, that was about $30 per month, there is no charge for them if they use any one of this. But we have the autonomous trigger billing rates, right? So if we build a Copilot Studio in full version, agents pay as you go, the cost will be calculated. But only the licensed user, there is no cost for this. Now let's see some of the example scenarios. So first is all licensed user. So let's say there are 100 people, all have Copilot licenses. The cost is around $3,000. 100 into 30, that is about $3,000. No credit packs, no pay as you go models needed, unlimited uses and custom agents. Second thing is pay as you go model with for an internal agent. So let's say you have 500 employees. You built one agent that is HR Q&A agent to read some policy, ask user can ask question, agent will respond using generative answers. So this is around we have purchased a credit pack. Let's say 25,000 credit pack for $200. Employee asked 10,000 questions and half of them required some graph grounding. So generative answer requires two credit packs, right? So half of them, that means 5,000 into 2, that is a generative answer. Grounding, graph grounding captures 10 credits, but as I already told you, 10 credit is only to search the data. Additional 2 credits will be used to display that data using generative AI answer. So that is about 12 credits. So the total will be 70,000 credit. But you only have the 25,000 packs, right? So what about remaining 45,000? So if you set up a pay as you go model, remaining 45,000 will calculate it according to $0.01 that cost you have set. So total will be 200 plus 450, that is 650. Scenario number 3, if you build an agent, external agent on a website. So here we don't have an authenticated users, right? So in many websites you see, if you go there, they have the Q&A chatbot. Like every website currently, if you face or see, everyone has the Q&A chatbot. So these kind of agents also you can build. So how they are going to calculate all usage is going to calculate through the pay as you go model, because external user don't have the Microsoft 365 Copilot license associated with your tenant, right? So let's say 10,000 generative responses equal to 10,000 into 2, 20,000 credits. So the monthly cost will be 20,000. Then there are some mixed model as well. So let's say there are 50 licensed user, 200 unlicensed user. One tenant-wide agent requires graph grounding. So for the licensed user, there is no cost. It is completely unlimited, no credit uses from the pay-as-you-go and the credit pack as well. For the unlicensed user, 10,000 graph grounded queries equal to 1,20,000 credit. So how it is calculated? So you already know tenant graph grounding required 10 credit pack to search and 2 credit packs to retrieve. So 10 plus 2 equal to 12. So 12 into 10,000, that is 120,000 credits. So covered by the 5 packs, if you purchase a credit packs, that will be $1,000. The monthly cost will be 1,000 plus 1,500 licenses. For the 50 user, that will be $2,500. So after looking at this, you might get confused if you are just starting with the Copilot, how pricing is going to calculate it and completely understand, because these things you have to read in the detail. So these are just a summarized point. I have taken screenshots because when I started working on this, the pricing is something I get a lot of confused with, right? But if you just spend a time completely reading each and every line from the blog, you will completely understand, right? So let's see the key takeaways. So what are the license versus credits? So per user license require $30. That license offers predictability, but credit packs, that is a pay as you go model, which offers the flexibility, right? So predictable use, if you have, always go with the license pack, but if you don't have the exact number or the unpredictable use, then go with the pay as you go model. Graph grounding costs 10 credit per each, only to fetch the record or fetch the data. 2 additional credit will be used if agent is responding using generative actions. Web grounding is completely free, but only, yes, to search the data. Generative answer responses 2 credits. For the autonomous action, like 5 credits per actions will be used with user authentication, sorry, not authentication, with user confirmation, without user confirmation. External sharing only support the consumption licensing, not per Copilot license, right? Because as I already explained you, external users don't have the Copilot licenses associated with your tenant. And what are the sharing options available? Whenever I build a Copilot agent, I have these options. First, only me. By default, whenever you create a Copilot agent, that agent is only available to you, so private to the creator. Second is specific user or groups. That is a limited access with the Copilot in your tenant. So let's say I build an agent specifically for the finance team. I can only share that agent with them, creating a group of them or share that in a group. So only the people can access. Anyone in organization, that means all internal users can access via agent link. So in the upcoming videos also, we are going to see how we are going to create a agents, how we can share with them, right? So these things might get confused, like what is all internal users, what is a limited access, right? So just focus on these sharing options. And the last one is external channels. So when you build a Microsoft Copilot agent, you have lots of channels available. By default, you can, for the internal purpose, you can set it on a SharePoint, you can have it on a Teams or the Microsoft 365 Copilot, right? But there are also other channels like external website, any WhatsApp, Telegram, ServiceNow, right? Here also you can publish your agents. I will add a link to the description as well about whatever the references I used while recording this video. And if you have any question, any doubt in this video and some of the concept that you think that this is not correct by the time you are watching the video, just drop a comment below. So I will update this video properly so that the user who are watching in this in the future and if the pricing gets changed, so they don't get confused, right? So if you have any question, just drop a comment below. And in the next video, we are going to start building agents. So first we are going to do a simple Q&A agent using declarative one, and then advanced automation plus Power Automate integration part, right? So thank you so much.